Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true.
St. Catherine man allegedly caught on video robbing over $800,000. A man has been charged with robbery aggravation after he was allegedly caught on camera robbing a man of over $800,000 at the intersection of Beckford Street and Orange Street in Kingston on Tuesday, October 4. Charged is Philip Rowe, a 42-year-old clothes vendor of a St. Catherine address. Allegations are that about 12:55 p.m., Rowe and an accomplice held up a man and robbed him of $862,227 before making their escape. The incident was reportedly captured on video, and investigation led to Rowe being arrested on Sunday, December 18. Rowe's court date is being finalized. Police probing suspected arson at retirement dump. The police are investigating a fire at the retirement disposal facility in St. James on Sunday, which is believed to have been started by arsonists. The National Solid Waste Management Authority (NSWMA) says a mysterious fire erupted at the facility at approximately 11 p.m. It says the Jamaica Fire Brigade was subsequently notified and 3 units were dispatched to the site. The NSWMA says it is suspected that the fire is the work of arsonists based on the hard-to-reach area of the site where it started and the pace of the initial spread. It says trucks and heavy-duty equipment have been mobilized to assist with tracking the blaze and return the facility to normality in the shortest possible time. In the meantime, NSWMA says to mitigate the effects of fire at its disposable sites island-wide, it has proactively amassed cover material. Jamaica's women top World Athletics Nations ranking. Jamaica finished top of the Women's Track Nations ranking for 2022, according to the sport's governing body. The World Athletics ranking, which was based off data from the 2022 World Athletics Championship in Eugene, Oregon, have the Jamaican women finishing first with 75 points, followed by the United States in close second with 74 points and Ethiopia in 30 with 60 points. Meanwhile, Great Britain 39 points, Kenya 39 points, Netherlands 20 points, Nigeria 13 points, Bahamas 10 points, and Dominican Republic 10 points round out the top 10 women teams. Jamaica finished third on the overall medal table with 10, 2 golds, 7 silvers, and a bronze. The women contributed to majority of the medal tally, with the men only topping a silver medal in the 4x400 meter relay. Occupants of Garvey's boy home happy for new homes. Sister Jacinta and Carlin Johnson, who for years occupied the boyhood home of national hero Marcus Garvey, have been relocated to new homes provided by the government. The home located in St. Ann Bay is to be turned into a museum. Jacinta told reporters she was happy and satisfied with the homes located in Civil. The houses were built under the government's new social housing program in collaboration with the Jamaica National Heritage Trust, which now owns Garvey's former home. EOJ awaits budget approval for local government elections. The Electoral Office of Jamaica (EOJ) has signaled that if it is to be properly prepared for local government polls, which has been postponed until late February 2023, the election budget will have to be approved early in the new year. "We are not where we want to be, but we await the approval of the budget," said Director of Elections Glasspool Brown in an interview on Sunday. If the Jamaica Labour Party-led government stick to its February deadline, Brown emphasized that funding would be needed in time to conduct the polls. He said that the EOJ has started preliminary preparations in relation to low-budget items. Brown told reporters that EOJ has started to identify election day workers and personnel who would train them. However, he said the training would not commence until the budget was approved. No allocation was set aside in the second supplementary estimates tabled in Parliament a week ago for the EOJ to conduct elections. The government had earmarked $30.4 billion to pay public servants under its new compensation system. A third supplementary estimate is expected to be tabled early next year. It is not known whether the EOJ's funding for the local government posts will be allocated in that budget. However, the government has signaled that a significant amount of resources will be allocated to pay the balance of public sector workers that had not yet signed onto the compensation system. In December 2021, Brown submitted a budget in the total of $1 billion to the Ministry of Finance for approval, as the February 2022 deadline for the holding of the polls was 2 months away. Earlier this year, Parliament gave the nod to the representation of the people Postponement of Election Municipal Corporations and City Municipalities Act, or OPA 2022. At that time, Local Government Minister Desmond McKenzie said that the elections were being postponed owing to an outbreak of the highly transmittable Omicron variant. The Senate had also approved legislation resulting in another postponement of the local government polls. The local government polls, which are slated to be held over a 4-year cycle, were last conducted on November 28, 2016. ROPA provides for a 90-day extension. Link and Chain and more live performances in 2023. With a new song out, veteran roots reggae group Link and Chain anticipate a strong 2023 when they expect to increase their live appearances. In November, the quartet performed at Kingston Night Market in Barbican, St. Andrew. They did 7 songs including their latest, Let Your Light Shine, produced by, music and distributed by Tough Gong International. It's always a good vibes performing in Jamaica, especially with these new songs we're putting out. A show of this nature is basically a good thing for the group, said Dwight Campbell, one of the 3 original members in Link and Chain. Trevor Douglas and Paul Williams are the other original members in the group, which formed in their hometown in Portmore, St. Mary in 1986. O'Neil Griffiths, who completes the lineup, joined in 2019. The past 2 years has seen Link and Chain releasing a number of songs including their previous Dirty Works. On most of these projects, they work with Los Angeles-based music and musicians Ian Coleman and Devon Bradshaw. Campbell and his colleagues are based in the United States. They are looking forward to heading out on the road in the new year to expose their catalog, which is drawn from 2 albums and numerous singles. New Day, their first album, was released in 1989. It was produced by Lawrence Jacoby Lindo, best known for producing Britney Spears' groundbreaking in 1975 album Marcus Garvey. Stop, their second album, came out 3 years later. Jamaica's Trade Board celebrating 40 years. The Trade Board Limited TBL, Jamaica's certifying authority for goods exported under various trade agreements, is celebrating its 40th anniversary this year. Since its inception in December 13, 1982, the agency has supported Jamaica's growth in trade, nationally, regionally, and internationally, through the provision of trade-related information, the issuance and regulation of trade license, and certificates consistent with the government's trade policies and agreements. At a cake-cutting ceremony on December 13 to mark the milestone, Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce Senator Aubrey Hill said the agency has contributed significantly to the country's exports and gross domestic product GDP by issuing certificates of origin as well as import and export permits. Among the noted accomplishments is the launch of 2 information portals to bridge the gap between local and international trade. These are the Jamaica Trade Information Portal JTIP and Jamaica Single Window for Trade SWIFT. Senator Hill noted that JTIP, which is the first of its kind in the English-speaking Caribbean, has enhanced the ease of doing business in Jamaica by producing a one-stop point for all information on the regulatory requirements for export and import. JSWIFT serves as an electronic platform which allows traders to submit transactional information through a single access point. Senator Hill reported that since the start of the year, the JT platform facilitated more than 37,000 transactions, signaling that business confidence remained buoyant in Jamaica. He further noted that there were more than 11,000 visits and 70,000 page views on JTIP so far this year, which means that very often you, the Trade Board, are the first port of call for many who are exploring the possibility of doing business in Jamaica. I know that these platforms have been beneficial to many, and I want them to continue to grow. Technology changes often, and I hope that you will continue to upgrade the sites, he encouraged the TBL staff at the function held at the entity's downtown Kingston offices. Senator Hill added that the Trade Board has a key role to play as the ministry carries out its mission to get entrepreneurs to produce substantially large amounts for export in order to close the trade gap. Meanwhile, President of the Jamaica Manufacturers and Exporters Limited, JMET, John Mahfood, noted that the importance of the Trade Board to local manufacturers and exporters. He said that the agency is a key stakeholder that manufacturers and exporters depend on to facilitate the efficient operation of our business, given that over 30% of the JMET's approximately 500 members are involved in import and export. Mahfood noted that 40 years is an important milestone and I commend the leadership, staff, and partners who have successfully shepherded the agency in facilitating private sector growth, thereby creating a meaningful impact on the productive sector. The Trade Board 40th anniversary celebrations were held from December 11 to 17 under the theme Pump Up at 40 to support Jamaica's growth to export, investments, job creation, and the economy.
Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell